Meeting is being recorded.
Okay, so thank you everyone for joining class 108 in the Biblical Foundation or the Book of Genesis or the Book of Beginnings. So we are into the Genesis chapter 23 and 24. And first, we're going to review Sarah's burying place purchase that we discussed last class. Ellington, can you kindly read the first verses in English? Genesis 23, verses 10 and 11, please.
Okay. And Ephron dealt among the children of Heth, and Ephron the Achite, answering Abraham in the audience of the children of Heth, even of all that went in at the gate of his city, saying, Nay, my lord, hear me. The field give I thee, and the cave that is daring. I give it thee in the presence of the son of my people. Give I it thee, bury thy dead.
Oh, excellent. And thank you for reading slowly so that everyone can better understand. A couple of suggestions, Ellington. It's in English, it's Heth. So
Hath,
yes, so children of Heth, and then also Ephron the Hittite,
and
the,
he died.
the Hittite. And last suggestion is the next line, answered. And I think you said something closer to answered, but the emphasis is on the front, answered.
Answered.
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to try that in Portuguese. Ora, Efrom habitava no meio dos filhos de Heti, e respondeu Efrom, Heteu, a Abraão, aos ouvidos dos filhos de Heti, de todos os que entravam pela porta da sua cidade, dizendo: Não, meu senhor, ouve-me. O campo te dou, também te dou a cova que nele está. Diante dos olhos dos filhos do meu povo, te dou. Sepulta a tua morta. Okay, so we're going to go to the next person, Pedro. Pedro, can you kindly read question one in English?
Okay. Why does the negotiation occur at the gate of his city?
Okay, very well pronounced. So the our friends have an advantage. They were at the last class and we studied this material. So go ahead. So does anyone remember why is the negotiation at the gate of the city? Lucas?
I remember. I remember.
But is the custom of the people
Okay, to do what at the gate?
negotiation?
Exactly right. Okay. They do business. They do business and they negotiate at the gate of the city. It was their custom. Excellent. Well answered, Lucas. Okay, so Lucas, can you kindly read question two in English?
What is Ephraim offering?
Okay, so again, we're asking questions about verses 10 and 11. And so Ephron the Hittite answers Abraham, and he's offering something. What is he offering?
He is offering the land freely
Absolutely right. The land, yeah,
without a price.
Okay. And it's best to say the land for free.
Okay.
Very
For free.
good. Imagine that. That the land and the where Abraham wants to bury his wife, is being offered for free. Okay, so that was Lucas. So Juju, can you kindly read Genesis chapter 23, verses 12 and 13 in English?
And Abel bowed down his bed for the people of land, and he spake and spoke in the audience of the people of the land, said, but if thou wilt give play tea at me, I will give the money for the fleet taken of me, and I will prove my debt tree.
Excellent. Congratulations, Juju. Two verses.
Mais alto.
Okay, but your pronunciation is very good. Congratulations, Juju. I'll make some suggestions. The names in English and Portuguese are pronounced differently. And so it's Abraham. Abraham, and I didn't hear the ham. So Abraham, and then the name of the Hittite is Ephron. Ephron. And just for you to know, in English, the emphasis is often sooner in the word. So in Portuguese, it might be Efron, but in English, it's Ephron. So the emphasis is almost always earlier in English. And there's a long word there, audience, that your father correct. Oh yeah, and then the last line, I will bury my dead. So the last line, I will bury my dead there. But congratulations, that was really good. So let me try that in Portuguese. Então Abraão se inclinou diante da face do povo da terra e falou a Efron, aos ouvidos do povo da terra, dizendo: Mas se tu estás por isto, ouve-me, peço-te, o preço do campo o darei. Toma-o de mim e subtrarei ali a minha morta. Okay, so reading the Portuguese, then we can, any doubts we had about English words, it should help. Okay, so Ellington, can you kindly read question 3 in English?
Why is Abraham refusing Ephron's offer and insisting on paying?
Okay, good. Now, a couple of suggestions, Ellington. The verb, you gave us a carioca pronunciation of the R. Okay, you gave us a soft R. Hew, refusing. In English, it's a hard R, particularly at the beginning of the word. So it's refusing. Okay, in English we say Rio. We don't say Hew. We say Rio. And then towards the end, it's insisting on paying.
Okay.
Okay, so who remembers from last class? Why is Abraham refusing Ephron's offer and insisting on paying? I mean, that's crazy. Take a good deal. He offered it for free. Take the deal. Why is Abraham insisting on paying? Find it out. First, we're going to answer that question, and then we'll go on. So who wants to answer question 3? No.
I remember from the last class that Abraham didn't think that Ephraim was sincere.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you're absolutely right. Abraham knew who he was talking to, and he didn't believe him. And there's one more reason. Do you remember the second reason? Maybe Lucas? Do you remember the second reason, Lucas?
I don't remember.
Okay. Well, the second answer's in the next verse. And sometimes the answer is there. And so let's read the next verse. So Pedro, can you read the mystery book, chapter 6, verse 14 in English?
Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness, and communion hath light with darkness?
Okay, thank you. Very well pronounced. And 6. Oh, so let me ask, Lucas, do you remember what book is that?
I don't remember.
Oh, Lucas. Okay,
I
Pedro, do you
remember.
remember?
It's First Peter, first section.
Okay, unless I made a mistake, I don't think so. You see, no,
So
it's
I'm confused.
Second Corinthians.
I'm confused with the other verse.
No problem. You're right. From last class, I think we did a Second Peter verse as well. Okay, so
Okay.
let me read that in Portuguese. 6:14. Não vos prendais a jugo desigual como os infiéis, porque que sociedade tem a justiça com a injustiça? E que comunhão tem a luz com as trevas? Okay, so why is this the second reason? Why did I say this also explains what Abraham did? Remember,
Because
this verse is used most commonly in personal relations. Do you remember which?
principally with marriage.
Correct. Okay, so this verse is used by Christians to say you have to marry another Christian. Do not be unequally yoked with a non-Christian. Okay, but then what's the secondary application? It also implies what?
It can be applied in the case of Abraham also, because Abraham wanted to have a negotiation that was right without accepting the benefits of Ephraim that Ephraim was offering.
Okay, I think you're absolutely right. So the second application of this verse is don't enter into an important business with a non-Christian, but you can negotiate. He's buying something from him. But another way to think of it is if he receives the land for free, he will feel like he is indebted that he owes Ephron something. Even if Ephron insists on giving it for free, Abraham will feel, oh, I owe him something. And you don't want to be in that situation with an unbeliever. Okay. So now so next is, that was Pedro. So Lucas, can you kindly read Genesis 23, verses 14 and 15, please?
And Ephron answered Abraham, saying unto him, My Lord, hearken unto me. The land is worth 400 shekels of silver. What is that betwixt me and thee? Therefore thy death.
Excellent. Very well pronounced. Thank you, Lucas. All right, so let me try that in Portuguese. And there it is, 14 and 15. E respondeu Efrom a Abraão, dizendo-lhe: Meu senhor, ouve-me, a terra é de 400 ciclos de prata. Que é isto entre mim e ti? Sepulta a tua morta. Okay, and so now, Juju, can you please read question 4, Juju? Question 4.
It sounds like he spoke.
Ephron,
Ephron is big, generous. What is the between me and thee, but it he?
Very well pronounced. Thank you. The second word is it sounds. So it sounds like Ephron is being generous. But is he? Okay, so if Lucas was there, since it's a yes/no question, I would ask him. But okay, so among Pedro and Ellington, who wants to reply to question 4?
No.
Okay, you're absolutely right. We don't think he actually is being generous. All right, and then we're going to discover that. So remember, he first offered it for free. Abraham said, no, 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 I insist on paying. And now Ephron says, oh, okay, how about 400 shekels of silver? What is that between friends? It isn't a small amount. And so we're going to look at that right now. So now we're going to continue with the study of Sarah's burial place purchase and enter into some new material. So Ellington, can you kindly read Genesis 23, verse 16, please?
And Abraham hearkened unto Ephron, and Abraham weighed to Ephron the silver which he had named in the audience of the sons of Heth, 400 shekels of silver, current money with the merchant.
Okay, merchant, very good. A couple of suggestions. In the first line, hearkened. And so I think you went hearkened. So the emphasis is towards the beginning, hearkened, Heth, and it's the TH that I didn't hear. The TH, the can be difficult. So can you pronounce Heth for me, Ellington? Heth.
Heth.
Okay.
Heth.
So that's a good thing to practice. Practice that with Pedro and Lucas because that sound TH is not easy for Brazilians. All right, so it's not het like T, it's heth, and like the tongue between the teeth, heth, letting the air out. But practice with them because that is an important one to get the TH pronounced. Okay, so let me try that in Portuguese. Abraão deu os ouvidos a Efron, e Abraão pesou a Efron a prata de que tinha falado os ouvidos dos filhos de Heti, 400 ciclos de prata corrente entre mercadores. Okay, so Pedro, can you go ahead and read question 1, please, in English?
Okay. What is the name of Israel's current currency?
Okay, what do you think? Does anyone remember the name of the Israeli money today?
Shekel.
Yes. Thank you, Tenorio. Excellent.
Sorry.
No, please. Okay, so wow, that's interesting. So Lucas, can you read question 2, please, in English?
What distinction does this currency have among all currencies in history?
Very well pronounced. Okay, so why did I ask question 1? Well, it says in verse 16 that they're talking about shekels of silver, and Israel's currency today is also called shekel. Now, why is that amazing? You know, some countries have the same money for a long, long time, but why is it a miracle? What's so different about the shekel? Why is this currency so different than all others?
None.
So, Pedro, what do you think?
Maybe because this currency is used after so many times, after some millenniums.
Yes, that's true. So it's a long, well, more or less. But here, I'll be specific. It's the only currency in history to be reborn.
Okay.
Okay, so remember, and Israel is the only country in history to be reborn. When a country is defeated, as the Romans did in AD 70, and Jerusalem was destroyed and the Jews were dispersed to all the world, Israel stopped existing as Israel. The people left, they dispersed. And this is the only country in history and the only currency in history to be reborn. And that was on May 14th, 1948. Wow. Okay, so, and after the class, we're going to ask questions in Portuguese to clarify some things. So we don't have to understand everything. And there's a lot of conversation that's difficult to understand. But, so, okay, so Juju, can you please read Genesis chapter 23, verses 17 and 18 in English?
And the field and people of Ephraim which was in Machpelah week the before Mary the wheat field and the cave week the hair week
Washed area
and all the trees they were in the field were in town. The birds round about here made sure on about
Abraham.
Abraham for oceans in the patience of the which shield of had before out the wet in the gate of the city.
Congratulations, Juju. Excellent. To give you an idea, I think your pronunciation of Heth is the best of anyone's pronunciations. Okay, so you see, you have an advantage as a young person. Your pronunciation is already getting very good. In the second line, there's a word therein. And so remember, you can, some words in English you like separate, and there's the word there and there's the word in. And they put them together, but you can pronounce it like therein. So just a tip. Very good. Let me try that in Portuguese. 17. Assim o campo de Éfron, que estava em Macpela, em frente de Manre, o campo e a cova que nele estava, e todo o arvoredo que no campo havia, que estava em todo o seu contorno ao redor. Se confirmou a Abraão em possessão diante dos olhos dos filhos de Et, de todos os que estavam pela porta da cidade. Okay,
I have a
please.
suggestion. Near to the end of these verses, it is entravam.
Entrava.
Entravam.
Entravam. Thank you. Much
Yes.
appreciated. Okay, so Ellington, back to you. Can you read question 3 in English, please?
Did Abraham try to negotiate the price down?
Perfectly pronounced, Ellington. Thank you. Okay, so there's a yes/no question. Lucas, what do you think? Yes/no question number 3.
I think no.
Correct. Correct. Okay, looking at verses 17 and 18, actually back at verse 16, Abraham paid exactly what Ephron asked for. He did not negotiate. He did not, wait. No, 400 shekels is too much. 300. That's normally what you do in a negotiation in the Middle East, right? You haggle. Okay, 400, 300, 340, okay, 3. So, wow, Abraham he gave the high price that Ephron asked for. Okay, so Lucas, Pedro, can you kindly read question 4 in English?
Okay. Why or why not?
Okay, what do you think? So why did Abraham not negotiate the very high price that Ephron asked for down?
I think because the woman is dying.
Mm-hmm. That's right. So Sarah is dead. Uh-huh.
It's not common negotiating in this situation.
Okay. All right. Maybe that's true. So his wife died. He wants to bury her, and it shouldn't be a long negotiation. I
Yes.
agree. Okay. But is there another reason tied back to Second Corinthians chapter 6, verse 14?
I don't know.
I think so. All right. He did not want to be indebted to a heathen, to feel like he owed money to Ephron, that Ephron gave him a present or a lower price. No, he said, all right, I'm going to give you all the money you want, and I don't have to like continue negotiating or continue dealing with you. So interesting. Okay, so Lucas, can you read Genesis chapter 23, verses 19 and 20, please?
And after this, Abraham buried Sarah, his wife, in the cave of the field on Machpelah, before Mamre. The same is Hebron, Hebron in the land of Canaan,
Okay,
and the
very
field and the cave that is therein were made sure unto Abraham for a possession of a burying place by the sons of Heth.
very good. One suggestion, instead of burying place, it's burying place. Bury. Okay, English is funny. It sounds like berry, like Berry, like the fruit, but it's spelled bury, but it's pronounced like berry. Okay, English is irregular. All right, excellent. All right, and I want to encourage you. Lucas has the best pronunciation in his family
Thank
because he
you.
started learning English early. Okay, so he pronounces very well, even new words. You're welcome, Lucas. The professor likes to take some credit. Okay, Juju, can you kindly read question 5 in English?
It was Saul's son.
Okay. All right. So this is a question for very well pronounced, Juju. Thank you. You see, you're going to be competing with Lucas in no time for the best pronunciation. Uh, okay, so this is a question for Bible scholars. So Heth was whose son? All right. It's back in Genesis chapter 10. Okay, so someone who knows their Bible well. It's not easy.
It
Go ahead, Pedro.
is it is he a son of Chem or Chem? How is in English?
Ham. Ham.
Ham.
Yes, just
Ham.
like the meat, ham. Well, that's
Yeah.
close. It was Canaan. Okay,
Okay.
Heth is the son of Canaan. And it's back in Genesis 10:15. You don't have to go there, but it says, and Canaan begat Sidon, his firstborn, and Heth. Okay, so question 6. Ellington, can you kindly read question 6 in English?
The Hittite are believed to be the ancestor of what a great nation.
Okay, very good. Now, the pronunciation of Hittites, this is where we want the Carioca R.
Ah, verdade.
Okay. All right, so it's like Hiu, it's Hittites. Okay. All right, so who wants to answer? So the Hittites are believed to be the ancestors of what great nation? Okay. Okay, this is another Bible scholar question. Hittites. What nation do we believe descends from the Hittites? I'll tell you right now, I'll give you a tip. It's the United States and the free world's largest enemy. And I'm not talking about Iran, not Russia. Who could that be?
Quer que ele repete a pronúncia para você? Hã?
Any
I
ideas?
don't know.
Okay,
I don't know.
China. China.
Mhm.
Okay. So it's important to know that the free world's largest enemy is China. To be specific, the Chinese Communist Party. Okay, so let's go to the last page. Pedro, can you kindly read question 7 in English?
Okay. Who else was likely eventually buried in the same plot?
Very well pronounced. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, and you see in English, we can have 2 adverbs in a row. So if you likely, that's an adverb. Eventually, okay, are modifying the verb to bury. So they're called adverbs. All right, so let's answer the question now. But who else was likely eventually buried in the same plot besides Sarah?
Abraham,
Yes. Okay, so Abraham was buried next to his wife. Who else? How about some children? Okay, who's the
Jacob,
most famous child of Abraham and Sarah?
Isaac,
Yes. Okay.
and Jacob.
Yes, correct. Very good, Pedro.
Thanks.
Pedro is a true Bible scholar. And we also have 2 wives besides Sarah. So do you remember who the wives of Isaac and Jacob are named? The wives of Isaac and Jacob.
Rebecca.
Yes, Rebecca. And let's see. Okay, so Pedro, one more, and then you'll get like you'll get an A. All 5 besides Sarah. Okay, so the wife of Isaac now, I think, is the next one.
I said Rebecca. That was the
Oh,
wife of Isaiah.
okay, well, there's another wife of who's the competitive wife of Rebecca, who had more children?
Yeah.
Leah, excellent. Very good. Bing, 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 bing. Okay,
Thank
all
you.
5. We won't go there, but that's in Genesis 25, verse 9, Genesis 35, 27, 29, Genesis chapter 49, 30, 31, and Genesis chapter 50, verse 13. Okay, that says in each of those verses, it tells us of these 5 people who are buried in the same place where Sarah was buried. Very good. Okay, so Lucas, can you kindly read question 8 in English?
What is now built on top of the supposed tomb
Tomb.
Tomb.
Very good. Okay, so here we are. We're now back to a more contemporary question. This isn't a question about way back in the time of Abraham. What do you think could be built on top of what is believed to be Abraham and Sarah's tomb, and it's done in a disrespectful way?
I don't know.
Well, could it be a church? That's not disrespectful. Lucas, do you know?
Onde está? Como que é bravo?
Okay. Well,
It
how
is
about it?
very,
Sorry, go ahead.
it is very difficult.
Yes, but the tip was, what would be a disrespectful thing to build on top of the tomb? Well, Pedro, you're almost guessing though. How about a mosque?
Okay.
Okay, so a mosque is built on top of the supposed tomb. Remember, actually, we Christians don't, we have not identified, nor the Jews, where that tomb is. To Jews and Christians, it remains a mystery. But the Muslims have decided, no, it's here, and we put a mosque on top of it. Okay. Why? Because Abraham is the father of all faiths, and they want to appropriate Abraham for Islam, right? Okay, so let's go to the last question, and we're just coming up to the end of the hour. And so, Juju, can you kindly read question 9 in English?
The same was done over and with more important and confirmed locality. What is it?
Okay. 2 suggestions: over an even more,
Even
and at the end of the first sentence, location.
Location. Repeat, please.
location.
Okay. So what do you think? Who wants to answer the last question this evening? So the same was done over an even more important and confirmed location. What is it? So when I say the same, it's referring to a mosque was built on top. So where
Okay.
else is there a famous mosque that was built on top of something?
I don't understand. No.
Pedro, do you know?
The temple of the Jews.
Exactly. What was built on Solomon's temple? The ruins of Solomon's temple? A mosque.
Okay.
Okay. And so maybe you know the name. The name of that mosque. It's in all pictures of Jerusalem. It's the famous gold dome. And that's called the Dome of the Rock. All right, next class I'll
Okay.
show a picture. Okay, so, and why is that important? Because the Muslims say that Muhammad the Prophet ascended from earth in that location.
Yeah.
They say that, but between us, I don't believe it. The word Jerusalem is nowhere to be found in the Quran. So only later did the Muslims say, you know what? Jerusalem's so important to the Jews and to the Christians. We are going to say that Muhammad rose to heaven from this location on top of Solomon's temple. So that we can build a mosque there. Okay, so I don't believe it. I think where Muhammad died and something happened, they claim that was likely in the desert in Saudi Arabia. Remember, the Muslims' most important place is Mecca in Saudi Arabia. Would Muhammad have died and gone to heaven far, far away in Jerusalem? No, I don't think so. Okay, so that ends tonight's class, and I'm going to ask in English if there are any questions and comments first before we stop the recording. Any questions or comments in English?
Uma pergunta em inglês mesmo?
No.
No.
Okay. Well, we had a lot of contemporary history in tonight's class, all right, about the shekel, about mosques and where have they been built. But I'm going to end the recording, and before I do that, I'm going to say thank you all for assisting and watching this video.